Welcome to Research Methodology. I'm your instructor, Mr. Maulusis Rukena, and I'll be taking through the research methods. Research is actually one of the most important, academic activity in higher education. So now, in most of the institutions here in Zambia, in Africa, and in many other countries throughout the globe, students are expected to understand research principles and apply those principles in solving academic, solving social, economic, and professional problems. So research is of great significance. So now you understand that research actually forms the foundation of knowledge generation and also contributes to innovation, to policy formulation, and national development. Let us now look at the meaning of research. So now, the term research originates from the French word recherche, which means to search again or to investigate thoroughly. So now, you realize that research itself refers to a careful and systematic investigation into a particular, issue, problem, or phenomenon in order to discover facts, to establish truth, or generate new knowledge. So now, in simpler terms, what is research? Research is a careful and systematic investigation into a particular issue. Systematic investigation into a particular issue. When you do the investigation systematically into a particular issue, you will discover a problem. Okay? Now, the whole idea is that when the problem has been discovered, at the end of the day, you need to establish the solution and the truth at the end of the day. And then you generate the new knowledge. So research is possibly or practically something to do with systematic investigation into particular issues, problems, or phenomena so as to discover facts, establish truth, or generate new knowledge. Right, so now, what does research involve? You understand that research, involves a good number of activities. So it involves asking questions. That's what research involves. You need to ask key questions regarding the issue at hand. Then as you ask questions, you need to gather the information, or you collect the information. Then as you gather that information, you also need to analyze the evidence of the information that you are collecting. Then from there, you need to draw the conclusions based on the facts. So now, in other simpler terms, I would say research is simply a scientific process that is aimed at increasing understanding and solving problems. So research is all about problem solving. So now, let's look at the definitions of research. Now, different scholars define research in various ways depending on the field of study and purpose, of inquiry. Now, how is research defined? Research is defined as a systematic investigation that is designed to develop or contribute to knowledge. That's the first definition. Secondly, research is also defined as a scientific organized search for relevant information on a specific topic. Then lastly, research can also be defined as a careful inquiry or examination that is aimed at discovering new facts and relationships. So now, according to C.R. Kothari, so research is defined as a scientific and systematic search for pertinent information on the specific topic. Right. Now let's look at the key terms in the definition of research. From the definitions that I've just given you, there are some key terms that we need to understand, of which the first one is systematic. Remember, the definition says research is a systematic investigation designed to develop or contribute to knowledge. So one of the key terms in the definition is systematic. So what does that mean? It simply means that research follows a step-by-step procedure. So it is not a random or disorganized process. The second key term is scientific. So this simply means that research uses scientific methods and logical reasoning so as to arrive at conclusions. It's not a guesswork. Then another key term from the definition is the word investigation, or the term investigation. So what does that mean? It simply means that research involves careful examination and exploration of a problem so that we get to know the root cause of the problem, and when you know the root cause, it will be possible and easier for you and I to generate a solution to that problem, and at the end of the day we are going to have the new knowledge. Then another key term is knowledge generation. So what does that mean? One major aim of research is actually to do what? To produce new knowledge or improve existing knowledge. Let's now look at the nature of research. Now, research is objective, meaning that research avoids personal bias and focuses on factual evidence. There's nothing like dwelling much on personal issues. So research is objective. You don't need to involve your personal feelings. So research avoids personal bias, and then it must be it must be factual. It must focus on factual evidence. Right. Then another nature of research, that research is empirical. So mean that research relies on what? On observable and measurable data. Then another nature of research, that research is logical, simply meaning that research follows logical reasoning and organized thinking based on the information that you have gathered. Then another nature is that research is analytical, simply means that data is collected, and this data which is collected is carefully examined and interpreted. Then another nature of research, that research is replicable. What do we mean, or what do I mean? This simply means that other researchers can actually repeat the study and obtain similar results, and that can actually more like a confirmation to what have already been discovered or studied by the previous researcher. Right. Another nature of research is that research is ethical, which simply means that research must follow ethical standards such as honesty, confidentiality, and proper citations of sources. Let us now look at the purpose of the research. What is the purpose, or what are the purposes of the research? So now, research is conducted to discover new knowledge. It is conducted to solve existing problems. It is conducted to improve policies and practices of the nation. Then research also is conducted to test theories and assumptions that are already in existence. So research is also conducted to support decision making. And lastly, research is conducted to contribute to development. Right. So now, what are the importance, or what's the importance of understanding research definition? So now, understanding the meaning and definition of research is of great significance. Why? Because it helps students to appreciate the role of research in education, conduct academic studies properly. It also helps to develop critical thinking skills and distinguish scientific inquiry from ordinary opinion. So now, in summary, what is research? Research, so far we have defined it as a systematic investigation that is aimed at what? Discovering new knowledge or solving problems. So these are actually key words in the definition of research. So research is a systematic and scientific, investigation that is aimed at discovering new knowledge and solving what? Solving problems. So now, it is characterized by objectivity. It is characterized by what? Objectivity, logical reasoning, empirical evidence, and ethical practice. So now, understanding the definition and nature of research, is of great significance. Why? Because it provides the foundation for successful academic and professional inquiry. Thank you so much.